welcome to another episode of Travels in Style. I'm Dorothy Dunne, and I'm going to take you on a glorious cruise tour to Alaska on the Holland America MS Rhindam and the Explorer Glass Dome train. You'll see how we pan for gold and experience the wilderness and life in our 50th state. I'm sure you will find it as spectacular as I did. Join me. The bon voyage was filled with anticipation as we set sail from the exquisitely designed Schooner Sails Dock in Vancouver, British Columbia. As you board the MS Rhindam, a bountiful buffet awaits you. You can eat to your heart's content and then work it off in the well-equipped health club. On the deck outside the gym, I watch the ship sail under the bridge and along the coastline.
The other half are automatic, and along the Alaska coast you'll see lighthouses.
We're traveling through the area Bella Bella, and we're traveling at 8 knots because we don't want to disturb the homes and the lighthouses here. The lighthouses have protected this area for many years, and also for the seagoing vessels. There are many vessels in this harbor that are on the bottom of the sea. Now we're turning around and we're getting into the islands of the British Columbia. At the pretty pool area, children were having fun. The band was playing and such danceable music, I couldn't help but to let loose a little. The following evening was the formal captain's dinner when we met the captain and his staff. He welcomed us and introduced the staff members on stage. We just arrived in Alaska's first capital city, Ketchikan, and this was a little fishing village at one time where the biggest industry was salmon, catching salmon. And then during 1901, they discovered gold and the gold mining started, and then they incorporated the town a few years later, and this is a very quaint town, as you can see, in Alaska. Very interesting. We're going to browse through some of the shops and see what it's all about, so do come along with me. See? With her hat and her costume dress. The name of the shop is?
Bernard K. Passman.
Bernard K. Passman. And everything is made out of coral.
Black coral. Yes. It's the rarest of the coral. In fact, this candelabra over here shows you how it grows in a tree-like formation, actually in the depths of 200 to 400 feet of water in the Western Caribbean. And the artist is an 82-year-old artist, and he was introduced to the coral when he was living in the Cayman Islands 25 years ago.
How did he get up here to Alaska?
Well, this is his seasonal gallery. We're actually open during the summertime. He has 5 other galleries. There's one in the Cayman Islands where it all started, St. Thomas, Vegas, New Orleans where he resides now, and Ketchikan. Moon Man, that shows you a little bit more about the crustacean of the coral, pretty much the stages it goes through when in its natural state.
Well, thank you very much, Tammy Semino. Back on the ship, the children were busy at craft making. I entered the golf contest. We were leaving the dock, and I did not want to miss the view outside the crow's nest. There's so much to do on board to while away the time. You can do that at playing chess in the card room. And 4 p.m. is tea time, with dancing and sweet nibblings and chatting with passengers. That evening, we joined the lively sing-along. And then tried our hand at Lady Luck at the gaming tables. We just landed in the capital of Alaska, Juneau. It's a beautiful little town, and it's nestled between two mountains, Mount Juneau and Mount Robert, which really protects it from the wind and the cold that they have so much in Alaska. And it keeps them from freezing over, more or less, and gives them the protection that they do need here. And we're just having a wonderful time on this cruise. It just got off the Holland America Line, of course, on the Rhine Dam. And we're going to take a look at some of the shops they have here, take a helicopter ride, and see all those glaciers. So don't go away. Here I experienced the exciting era helicopter ride and my first landing on a glacier. The blue color you see is caused by water running through the glaciers. Well, we just came off the most spectacular helicopter ride I've ever been on. I really have. And this was in Alaska and the glaciers, and we got out and we walked around. Mr. Bill Zeman is the general manager here in Alaska in Juneau. And you have charge of this. You've been here for how long?
Oh, about 25 years now in Juneau.
Oh, yes. Well, you certainly do a great job. You have a nice little spot here, and it's so nice and clean.
Well, thank you.
You change, you put your boots on so that you can go walking along on the ice. It's really...
Well, that's what the boots are for, is for good traction on the ice. We don't want anybody slipping and falling.
Oh, so. No, of course not. Of course you don't. So what got you into this business? Were you a helicopter pilot?
Oh, I'm a pilot, and I've been working in Alaska for about 25 years.
And you're telling me that ERA, E-R-A, right? Is that pronounced correctly? ERA?
ERA, right.
ERA helicopters are all over. They're not just here in Alaska.
That's right. In fact, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary this year in Alaska. And we've got bases throughout Alaska, company headquarters in Anchorage, also in Valdez, north and south McKinley Park, base on the Kenai Peninsula, and a base up in Prudhoe Bay. And also in Reno, Nevada, servicing the West Coast, and Lake Charles, Louisiana, doing the Gulf of Mexico oil work.
Oh, well, see, now if you miss it here, but you shouldn't miss it when you come to Alaska. This is in Juneau, but you can also get a ride in Valdez, and where was the other spot?
Valdez, Anchorage, and McKinley Park, both North Park and South Park.
But this was absolutely breathtaking. I mean, I've never seen anything so spectacular. And to fly through those mountains and see those glaciers and I thought I was on the moon.
Well, we try to put as much as we can into a 1-hour trip.
Oh, well, you certainly do a great job. And Bill, thank you.
Thank
we
you.
enjoyed it so much.
Okay.
And I advise all of you, when you come here, definitely take a helicopter ride with ERA. curiosity led us to the Red Dog Saloon. There is a tram in Juneau that took us up to a restaurant on top. It afforded this beautiful view of the ships in port. Every evening on board the Rhineland is showtime, and we were glad we did not miss this one. We're just coming into port, into Sitka. Sitka is where the American flag was first raised when the United States bought Sitka and our first territory in Alaska from the Russians, and we paid over $7 million for it. The Russians came in here and took over the territory from the Indians. The Indians tried to fight back, but then the Russians came back and took it over. Therefore, the United States did buy this territory from Russia. And this is the first place that the American flag has been raised. We're going to take a tender now into port and see a little bit of the city of Sitka. When you get off the tender in Sitka, there are several different ways you can get into town. I think one of the most unique way is with the Terrapin tours, and they can have their bicycle, and the girls here drive you around town. And let's go. And this is, what is your name?
Kiara.
Kiara. Kiara's going to take me around town, and this is a wonderful way. Even if it rains, you're protected, and we can see all the town. Now, what part of town do you take us?
Well, we take you throughout all of Sitka, stopping at most of the historical points, giving you narratives of the history of it, and we have 1 hour tours and half-hour tours, so it's a personalized tour. We stop where you want to go and stop and smell the flowers. And
oh, very good, Tara. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's be on our way. This is the National Park in Sitka, and you can come in here. You'll see an audio visual of how the Tlingit Indians fought the Russians to try to preserve their property. However, the Russians finally took over and moved the Tlingits to another area. You'll find artifacts here, and also you'll see the craftsmanship that goes into making a totem pole. It's very interesting. It's a beautiful city, Sitka, and it's well manicured lawns and beautiful flowers and very lovely homes here. I know you'd enjoy this stuff. Another way to get around town is our free shuttle, and Carlos offers a free shuttle into town.
Yes, we offer you a free shuttle to the Bayview Touring Company, where we have all arts and crafts from all over Southeast Alaska and also from Russia. You're more than welcome to come and have a tour of the Sitka and see all the islands from all over Southeast Alaska.
It's a beautiful city, Sitka, and this is a great way to get into town quickly. Thank you very much, Carlos.
You're welcome.
You've been so accommodating.
You're welcome.
Back on the ship, I spoke to some of the passengers. You're having a good time.
Wonderful time, yes. Yes.
What do you think of these spectacular views that you see here in Alaska?
It's incredible. We've never seen anything quite like it. Been a lot of places, Norway, and seen fjords there, and this is way better, I think.
Oh, yes, I think it's better, too. We've done Scandinavia ourselves. And where are you from?
Rapid City, South Dakota.
In South Dakota. Oh, is it nice there?
Oh, yes, very nice. We live about 20 minutes from Mount Rushmore.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much warmer.
Well, it's not bad. You know, I expected Alaska to be even colder than this, but of course it is June.
Yeah.
And this is a great time. Summertime is a wonderful time to see Alaska.
Yeah, it's been great. Especially yesterday, we had sun and they didn't charge us anything extra for it.
Well, you waited around a long time to get that sun. It wasn't sunny in the morning.
Yeah.
But it was still very interesting and very pleasurable. Did you like Sitka?
Yes, we did. Very much. We went on an otter cruise, the otter exploration. Yeah.
Yes. People at the table we're sitting at went on that, and they said they had such a great time. They saw bears and eagles. And
Yeah, we saw 4 bears and more eagles than you can count, obviously. And we got so close to whales that the whales were no more than like from here to the railing over here. It was just incredible.
Well, I guess that's what you should do when you get to Sitka, to take the auto cruise.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
That's it, but you have to have a good stomach for that, right? Because the boat is a little rocky.
Just at first, when they were going to see where the whales were. After that, it was very calm, just like this.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Wonderful. Well, all right, thank you for talking with me and sharing your views on our cruise to Alaska on the MS Rhindam.
Yes, thank you.
That evening, the chefs showed off their artistic talents at the midnight delightful desserts buffet. When I met Betty, Jane, and Tom Wynn from Rockaway, I invited them to my cabin. Well, while sailing on the Rhindam, I ran into 2 people from the Rockaways in New Ponset, Mr. and Mrs. Wynn. Betty, Jane, and Tom, and are you enjoying yourself?
We're having a wonderful time. Our arrangements were just superb. The ship is wonderful. Couldn't be better. We're loving it.
And you, Tom?
Well, that goes double for me, too. But what I'd like to point out is there's a lot of history here, and it's part of the good old USA. Going along with that, there's not a moment you're by yourself. There's plenty of things you can do with really nice people. I can't say enough for the service. These Filipino boys, they're extremely well doing their work.
Yes, they do a nice
Yeah,
job.
they do a nice
They're
job.
so well trained.
Yeah.
So polite.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. We're leaving Valdez. Valdez is the home of the Alaskan pipeline and, of course, the infamous Valdez oil spill. It was very interesting. They have a nice little museum in town that will tell you all about Valdez, how the earthquake destroyed them, and how they have rebuilt. I headed for the warm jacuzzi when we returned to the ship, and then made use of their well-equipped beauty salon, where I learned some makeup tips. Being at sea all day gave us time to take in the magnificent views from the crow's nest of the glaciers, rivers of ice, and the glacier carving. Later, I was able to steal a little time with the captain. We're just sailing out of Disenchantment Bay, and it was disenchantment, I think, called that because the sailors in those days thought that they could find the Northwest Passage, but this was the end of it. They couldn't go any further. I'm with Captain Simon Dowes, who has been sailing this marvelous ship beautifully and giving us such a great cruise experience. Captain Dowse, I've heard many people say that some of these ships just sail themselves. Is that really so? You know, with computers today and everything?
No, that is not so. It's still really a hands-on operation.
Oh, and you're there all the time. Is that it? To not just oversee it, but to actually move this ship around and do the things that it's supposed to do?
Well, I'm not there all the time, but I am there a lot, that's for sure, yeah. Especially in these confined waters.
Oh. You were telling me it's only out in the Pacific where you need the...
Well, in the open sea, in open water, we steer with the automatic pilot.
Oh, you do?
And in confined waters, we always steer with somebody actually on the wheel of the ship and steering the ship that way.
You don't allow the passengers to do that?
No, we don't.
You're from the Netherlands, I believe, and you've sailed so many of the ships here for Holland America, is that so?
Yeah, I've sailed here the New Amsterdam, the Noordam, and the Rhindam.
Oh, and of course now we're on the Rhindam. I suppose each ship is the best ship you're sailing at the time, right?
That's absolutely true. This one is the best one at the moment, yeah.
Well, we certainly have a well-experienced captain with us to make sure that we have a nice, smooth sailing cruise. It's just been marvelous, really. It's the views are spectacular, and the ship is run very, very nicely.
Well, thank you.
And thank you very much, Captain. Captain Simon Dowse. The following day, we disembarked at Seawood and flew to Fairbanks, where we learned how to pan for gold. A hearty miner's dinner was served, followed by gold panning instructions.
Okay, Dorothy, bless it.
Oh, yes, yes. Come on. Look back. Is that going to spill out?
No, if you do it right, you don't.
Oh.
But,
As we left, we learned more about the Alaskan pipeline.
Oil itself is pumped from the north slopes of Alaska to Valdez, Alaska, a distance of 800 miles. 420 miles of this are above ground, 380 are below ground.
Here is the glass dome train heading our way to take us to Denali Park. In Denali Park, we learned of the rugged living in the Alaskan park cabin. No facilities or electricity. Dog sledding is the only means of travel. After an overnight stay, we boarded the McKinley Explorer again, where we passed Hungry Gulch and the highest mountain in North America, Mount McKinley. We're on the last leg of the wonderful, marvelous cruise tour with Holland America West Tours and our marvelous trip to Alaska on the Rhindam, the MS Rhindam. And now we're on the Explorer train headed for Anchorage. And I just happened to see this lovely couple here. Wrestler.
And Ralph Wrestler.
And Ralph Wrestler. And where are you from?
Melbourne, Florida.
Have you been enjoying yourself?
Oh, yes, I have. It's hectic, but I have enjoyed the trip. I'm glad I did it. 50th state, you know, you got to do it, no matter what it takes.
Yes, they was just telling me that they've been in every state in the United States. This is their 50th.
Right.
And how did you like the ship, the cruise on the Rhindam? Did you like the Rhindam?
Oh, I enjoyed the Rhindam. I enjoyed the cruise. I enjoyed the possibility of all the trips that we could take off of the Rhindam that was set prior to that. And I wanted to go to Alaska, and I wanted to be able to travel by train and by boat and do the whole thing. So it set up quite well for us.
I enjoyed it very, very much.
Yeah, well, they did have great excursions, didn't they, available to you. Was there any one that was more spectacular than the other that you found, that you took?
I got my king salmon, and we did the 3 fishing tours. I caught fly fishing for trout, caught trout on the fly-in, so, you know, what can I'm happy. You know.
Do you like to fish too?
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Our last night was spent in the most modern city in Alaska, Anchorage. where we had beautiful accommodations at the Anchorage Hilton Hotel. Doesn't it make you proud Alaska is one of our states? I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. My thanks to Holland America West Tours for making it all possible. They have been cruising Alaska longer than any other cruise line, and they can bring you the best tours possible for that destination. Thank you for watching. I'm Dorothy Dunne, and please join me again for another Travels in Style episode somewhere else in the world.